Hi guys, this is Purim Burugo. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm very excited to be here, and today I want us to talk about managing your expectations. So I'm gonna be talking to the immigrants who are coming from all over Africa, and mostly I'm gonna be referring to the USA. First of all, um, congratulations and welcome to the land of the brave and the free. So I want us to talk about managing your expectations. First of all, when you land into a new country, there's always that excitement and a lot of fascination because everything looks different. Maybe the buildings, the people, the food, the cars, the road network, the hospitals, everything looks so different and nice. So you're gonna feel excited about that. Then after that, you're gonna get yourself into the culture shock. So now everything will start looking different. Then you're gonna be realizing, oh, this is how they do it. Oh, this is how the food tastes. Oh, this is how they dress. Oh, this is their social norms. And so all this will be happening, and now you start getting yourself to see this looks different. Then eventually, and what is good for us people who come from Africa is that we are just very fast and we try to fit in. So if it was the language barrier or if it was the dressing or all that, then you try to fit in and start getting yourself getting familiar with your surroundings. If you have to go for shopping, you know where to go for shopping. If you have to self checkout, you have to get used to to doing that. So that is what is gonna happen. So let's now go to talk about managing your expectations. So I want us to talk about social norms. So here in America, you will find out that there are things that are done differently. So you have to navigate social norms here because what you find so different with Africa is that Americans are very direct in their communication. So if somebody doesn't like something, they're just gonna say, I don't like it. Oh, I love that. No, I no that they'll just call you out. You can even hear somebody call you sweetie, honey, and it's their first time they are meeting you. So that is something you have to get used to it. It doesn't really mean anything when they call you sweetie and all those pet names. Again, people will tell you maybe, oh, you have an accent, where are you from? And they'll say, are you from Africa? Because they think Africa is a country. That's what they think. So, or they'll say, I like your skin tone, can I touch your skin? And or you can be sitting somewhere and people are having their small talks, and people here like talking about pets. So somebody will be talking about my cat, my dog. Oh, my dog is sick, I have to take them to the doctor, or I have to take them to the vet. All that. And say you don't like pets and you don't like cats and you want to say that, oh, whatever you want to make that comment, please do not make any comment when people are talking about their pets. If you have to make a comment, maybe just be very, maybe say something positive, okay? Because you can say something that will offend them. So most of the time, what I advise you to do when people are engaging in small talks at your place of work, just listen in and just listen in and do not be too quick to speak, because you can get yourself into a lot of trouble. Again, when people are talking about things like religion, politics, gender, for me, I would advise you to just keep off for some time and try to learn your environment first. Do not be so quick to talk, because maybe religion, not everybody believes in God. When it comes to gender, it's not just female and male. When it comes to things like politics, the politics, that's a hot topic. And just try to learn and just keep quiet for some time and try to learn how people respond, okay? Because you can get yourself into a lot of trouble. Again, we're gonna talk about managing your expectations in terms of employment and careers. So when you come into America, or if you go to a different country and maybe you did not verify your papers, especially people who have been in insurance, banking, finance, human resource, communication, public relations, all these kind. maybe your qualifications have not yet been recognized or are not recognized over here, and what you do is either to verify those papers, or maybe sometimes you need to go back to school. So before you go back to school, please, as you go prepare to go back to school, have an open mind, and also try to get something that you could be doing, because you don't want to be idle in the house. You need to pay your bills, you need to help your spouse to pay the bills. So try to get yourself into something else as you wait for the verification, or as you wait to go back to school. Then when we go to housing, also manage your expectations when it comes to looking for a house. So in Africa, sometimes we even go around, you fuel your car and drive around to look for a house. So here in America, you just have to go to the websites like Zillow, myhomes.com, Trulia. Just go to those websites and look for a house. Once you look for a house, you have to put in an application. You pay an application fee, and then these people are gonna look at your renter's history, your credit history, because before they can approve you. Sometimes the house can be also vacant, but is not ready for occupation as fast as you think. So sometimes you may have to stay in the hotel or go stay with a friend before your apartment is ready. So manage your expectations, and also there are requirements of how many people can stay in a room here in America. So just manage your expectations when it comes to that. I also want you to manage your expectations when it comes to things like customer service, food, dressing, and all that. So in Kenya or in Africa, most of the time you walk into a shop, buy something, or buy a service, or whatever you want to buy, and if you have a problem with that thing, you can always take it back and to the shop. But here in America, most of the time you have to call for a service, maybe to place an appointment. Even if it is the doctor's, you want to see your provider, you have to call and make an appointment. You have to call the service provider. Most of the time the customer service is not what you expect, because we walk in for customer service, or we call and we are not waiting for a long time, and most of the time we speak to a real person back home. In America, you're gonna be speaking so much to an automated machine, and it's gonna be kept into waiting because there are too many people ahead of you. So you got to practice a lot of patience. So that is another thing I want you to understand. You can be on hold for hours and hours, but you still have to wait. Again, I want us to talk about credit history. So in Africa, we are used to buying most of the things in cash, but here you have to use a credit card so that you create a credit history and you get a credit score. A good credit score is what will make you get things like, if you want to go and buy a new car, or you want to get yourself to buy a new house, so they're gonna look at your credit score. So whenever you get yourself credit card, please do not get many credit card, just get maybe 2 or 3, those that you can be able to manage. And every time you're swiping your credit card, I always say, make sure that whatever you're buying is something that you could have bought cash. It's just because that you have money. That is why you're swiping your credit card, so that the minute you swipe that credit card, by the time it is the due date, make sure that you pay it just before that due date, so that you do not incur the interest rate. So credit card, this is not free money. This is money that you will pay, and in the event that you do not pay for it promptly, then you're gonna have a bad reputation, and you can have yourself restricted for over 7 years that you're not able to borrow. So just be very careful how you're gonna use your credit card. Okay, so this is not something we are familiar with in Africa, but this is what we also use here in America. I also want to understand that the cost of living in America is very high. There are bills that you have to pay. You have to pay your utility bills. You have to pay for your mobile phones provider, that network. You pay for it. You pay for your car. So all these things you have to pay for them promptly, in time, on time. So please make sure that you prioritize your bills. Do not be so fast to send people money back home while you're left here to struggle, okay? So be able to realize that the cost of living is very high and you must be able to manage that fast. Also, the solutions to these things that we are talking about today. I want you to have an open mind when you're relocating to America. Do not be fixated that this is how things will flow. Things are bound to change. So be open-minded and be able to accommodate any change that will happen. Again, connect with other people. When you're at work, try to not network with people from your culture, network with people that you found here. Try to find out how people survive, just network. Also, leverage on the support system. When you come here, there's a lot of support system. There's a lot of support system at work. There are supervisors, there are charges. When you take your kids to the schools, there are support system. Even if your child has a kind of disability or they are enabled differently, there are those services. So try to find support systems. If you have a problem, maybe you do not have enough money, sometimes there is also support system in terms of food. Even there are people who can help you to pay rent. So there's a support system here in America. Or maybe something happens and you didn't have a health insurance, there's like a Medicaid, or you can use it. Like, there are support systems. So do not be quiet, just try to find out how can I get help. Again, I want you to be able to acknowledge uncertainties. There are always uncertainties in this journey, and I talked about uncertainties of relocation. If you haven't watched that video, please go and watch it so that you're able to connect what I'm talking about today. So just realize that things will not flow the way you're expecting, and anything that is out of your control, please let it not stress you. One of the things that can cause you uncertainty or something that is out of control is, for example, you are expecting that by the time you come here in the next 2 weeks, you should have your social security number. But in the event that you do not have it, do not stress yourself. Just try to call the office or visit the office and find out what is going on. But let that not stress you. Also, people stress themselves for things maybe like DMV, going for a driving test. Try to do your best so that you do not fail. But in the event that you fail, just try to, redo that exam, okay? So just be able to manage that and manage any delays that will come, maybe delays with your green card, delays getting your apartment ready, delays not getting work, delays not getting your papers verified. Just try to manage that. Whatever is within your control, you can work on it. Whatever is out of your control, there is nothing you can do. I also want you to realize that it is important for you to take care of yourself. Most of the time you come here to America, you might be lucky you have a family, that is good, but also sometimes you can come in as a single person or you came in as a student. Try to take care of yourself. Don't overwhelm yourself trying to work back and forth, doubles, right, left, and center, because at the end of the day, you are very important. People do not realize that until they fall sick or they fall into depression or a lot of stress, because sometimes you're too busy to realize you're sick. Please, whenever you feel sick or whenever you feel exhausted, just be able to take a step back and rest. Eat well, hydrate, and go to hospital when it is necessary. If you have to go to urgent care, please go to urgent care and get yourself checked out. It is important for you to realize that the American system is so different. People work, and they forget that they are human, that they forget that they can fall sick, that they forget that they can even die or lose their lives. So please, do not fall into depression just because you're working too much or you're stressed at work. Please take care of yourself. If you need to resign from that job, if you need to step aside a little bit, it is important that you do so. So put yourself first. Again, if you're given an opportunity to share your culture, please share your culture with people, because I know some of the times we have this potlucking at work, or you know, people ask you how is Kenya, how is Nigeria. Just be able to share your culture with people. Maybe if they have like something they have, maybe they are having a party and they want people to potluck. It's time to showcase, you know, your cuisine from your country. Maybe for me, I'm gonna make them pilau, or I'm gonna make them some chapati. You know, so try to represent your country, market your country. For me, I use that an opportunity to talk to them about Kenya, and I'm so proud when I talk about Kenya. So guys, I think that is all I wanted to say today. And if you haven't watched my previous video, please go and watch it. So this is Purim Burugo. Thank you for chilling out with me, and I hope you learned something. So please like this video, share, and if you have a question, let me know. Again, subscribe to my YouTube channel at Purim Burugo, and I'll be seeing you in my next video. Thank you.